Back again with co-host on the radio show for the CPCA, Wendy Phipps, to talk about the season as well as the Calgary Stampede, which is going on over the next 10 days. Now, Wendy, it's way more driving for the drivers that are there. How much different is it in terms of not only the obvious difference, which is the amount of fatigue that will be on the horses, but in terms of strategy for each driver?
Yeah, Calgary's put in rules now, so each horse, there's a way they track how often they run. So they have to have so much time off after so many runs. I don't know the exact rules, but that's monitored just for that fatigue thing. Vet checks, you have to mark down what horses are running every day, and a vet comes in and checks your horses before they go in the race, just to make sure there's nothing, that they see. So very much the equine athletes are protected. As we know, thoroughbred horses love to run. Some of them, the more you run, the better they get. So, but yeah, it's definitely a bit of a balancing act for the guys. I know, Ray Mitzwing, BJ Carey, them guys keep a lot of their horses out of Calgary, out of town, and they just trailer a few in and out when they're switching out. So that gives them a big break. They're not standing in the stalls the full 10 days.
For sure. And now you mentioned BJ Carey, a couple of other names there that have been to the Stampede more than once. Who are the favorites going into this event? Because obviously Dale Mitzwing, who's currently sitting, I believe, third in the standings, he is not there as a competitive driver, rather as a demo driver. You have Ray Mitzwing in his last run, and a lot of the veterans like Chris Molly, Jamie Laboucaine, that are there. Who's the one or two guys that you think have the best shot at maybe winning against some of the drivers from the WPAC?
Well, I definitely think, Todd Baptiste, as far as from our association, is running very, very strong right now. He's got about 3 outfits that are just going, he drives a point and non-point hook on our circuit, and he's often in the top 10 with each one. And he's leading our Canadian standings. So I think he's got a good shot at really making a move there, as well as Ray Mitzwing. Dale is driving in the demo, but between the whole Mitzwing barn is really, really deep right now. And Ray is just getting better and better every weekend. So I think they've got a lot of depth in their barn to make something happen in the next 10 days as well. We do follow a little bit. I try to follow a little bit on the WPCA. Vern Nolan from Dewberry looks really strong, just won the aggregate again in Panoka, as well as Kirk Bensbone is always going to be tough and in contention. Another guy's Doug Irvine. He's had a really good year. And so it'll be interesting to see.
And of course, this marks sort of a halfway point for the drivers not competing, where they get to rest a little bit. Then we have just a couple more weeks before the CPCA finals afterwards. Who do you think benefits the most after the Stampede, and how much can they change kind of what they've been doing through the first half of the season?
Yeah, so, guys like DJ King and, Robbie Ethier, Brad McMahon, their horses will get to be horses here for the next little while. If there's any, bumps and bruises on them or whatever, they get to heal up a little bit and just take a rest. Sometimes they like that, sometimes they don't. Thoroughbreds love to run. So, them guys will keep a training program going while they're on this break and still be doing a little bit of driving and hooking and what have you. But if you don't have a lot of depth in your barn, and you're just kind of building up like a DJ King, guys like that, then Robbie Ethier, then the break is probably kind of nice. And I really look for Robbie Ethier is one guy that had a great last weekend in Bonneville, and DJ King, I think the last half of the season is going to be good for them guys.
Thank you once again, Wendy, for joining us. Of course, the Calgary Stampede taking place over the next 10 days, and then the last half of the CPCA season, we'll have to see who wins out in that strong finish.